Well, hello everyone and welcome back. Today I wanted to show you a quick hack with a hacksaw blade. Now, believe it or not, this blade can be used in your sawzall. And one of the beauties about using this blade is because it's a lot cheaper, way cheaper, and it won't burn up as fast as your traditional metal blades. Now, some of these blades can be very expensive. Like this one would be like $10 for a blade. Then there's carbide metal cutting blades that go all the way up to like $18 a blade or more. Now, when you have to cut a lot and you keep on burning up the blades because you cut too fast, my solution is you can use a hacksaw blade inside your sawzall. Now, as you can see, it's the same hole pretty much. Look at that, guys. It's pretty much right there. Look at that. The hole lines up in the thickness of the blade itself. You can see it's pretty much the same thickness. We don't have that little we don't have this little piece of metal that's sticking out, but it works perfectly fine. Now, they are thinner, okay, which kind of makes it kind of nice because if you have to cut something really far inside the engine bay, you can kind of cut it when it's flexing, but not too much, because what happens is if you put too much pressure, what happens is the blade just bends like this. But if you don't put too much pressure, if you get good at it, you won't be doing this. You'll just be using these blades, and they last a lot longer than traditional blades because for some reason they have tiny teeth. They don't burn up. But let me just show you how it pops in. Look at this. See, it's locked in. Now, I don't like using the whole blade because it kind of flops around unless we need to get something really far. So what I do is I cut them in half, okay? And I make sure that the teeth are pointing towards me because if you could use the other half, the teeth are pointing the other way and you're gonna be pushing away as it's cutting versus pulling. So this one is gonna be pulling. I pop it in. Locks right in. So now we're going to be cutting some of this stuff. I already cut this with the hacksaw blade. This is an I-beam. Now I'm going to be showing you right after. We're going to show you how well it actually cuts. Aluminum, thin steel. This is like 1/16. I mean, it's not thin. And some steel piping. This is about maybe 1/16, maybe almost actually no. This is about like 3/16. And then also, just to let you know, it will cut really thick. This is about 1.25 inches by 1.25 inches, and it will cut through this really thick stuff. Now, let's go over there and show you how well it works on the small stuff, and then I'm going to show you how it actually cuts the I-beams, which is pretty interesting. So we're going to start off with this 1/8 inch aluminum steel plate. So see how well that cut. And if you notice, these teeth, they don't gum up. All these teeth are not gummed up with aluminum like some of the bigger blades that will cut aluminum. So there is a benefit for this to cut aluminum. It doesn't get gummed up. Well, let's try some steel. All right, this is about maybe about a little bit less than 1/8 steel. This nice thick metal pipe. And let's see, teeth are, I'm going full speed, guys, and the teeth look pretty good. They still nice and sharp. So I did show you guys this is 1 inch by 1 inch. Okay, let me go this way. This one does cut. Let's see how long it will take to cut through it. All right, this was about cut through about, I want to say 30%, so I just finished the 70%. Now this is 1 inch by 1 inch solid steel, and it cut very well. Let's look at the blade. Look at that, guys. I can feel it. It's not even hot, believe it or not. Look at that. Not that hot, it's still warm, but look at that. I can feel all the ribs. So the blade is actually in really good condition after cutting at full speed on the sawzall, for the most part, through the rest of this 1.25 inch by 1.25 inch steel. Now, let's go and show you that it actually can cut through an I-beam. Now, on the I-beam, sometimes if you put too much pressure, it can bend like I showed you over there, but let's go ahead and try it. All right, we're actually gonna use the same exact blade, just to show you that after all that, cutting, it'll still cut into this blade. Now, we're probably gonna fast forward it because it will take a longer time to cut through it, but you can see that it does. Hopefully we don't bend one, but it does happen where if you put too much pressure on the blade, it will jam it, and because this is thin, it will bend it like this, so you just have to be careful. All right, guys, I accidentally put a little bit too much pressure, and that's what happens. You can still actually use the blade if you unbend it like this, but I put just a little bit too much pressure. Let's see if we can still use this blade. Okay. Oh, my battery died on the Sawzall. But let's just inspect the blade. You guys understand, I already showed you that I cut one through, but we almost made it through. Even after bending the blade and bending it back, as you can see, it still actually works, but hey, batteries die, so let's inspect this blade. All right, guys, let's look at these teeth. I see right there, there's one tooth that's broken, but you can even hear, look at this. It's actually still really sharp. And compared to this, the new one, they look not too far apart. Honestly, they look practically right there. I can feel the amount of grab that one has, and this one doesn't feel like it has any less grab. Now, I know that you could have cut this, no problem, and continue cutting them as long as you don't push too hard and bend it as I did. But even if you saw that we can even bend it and you can still cut it. And I was actually operating this Sawzall on, for the most part, at the highest speed, and as you can see, it doesn't burn them out. I mean, I did break one tooth, but that's about it, guys. Now, I will leave a link down below for a description of these in Amazon. These are just hacksaw blades. Some blades will, when you try to break them, they're a little bit more brittle. These were Lennox ones, so I'm pretty sure there's different brands out there. You can cut these up into smaller sections and make up plenty of them and drill a hole, to make like 10 small blades if you're cutting thin stuff out of one hacksaw blade. Now, it would, if you are going to be buying them on Amazon, it would be really much appreciated if you did use the link down below, to purchase on Amazon, because they do give a little bit of a kickback for us, and that definitely helps the channel to do that. Thank you very much, guys, and have a great day.